Hello everyone, it's PrincessPandi and welcome to the new year. I hope everyone had a good time with their friends, family, whatnot. I wanted to thank everyone for the amazing support this year. We have improved leaps and bounds this whole year, and it has been an amazing one. I just want to thank everyone first and foremost for supporting me, for joining, subbing, for commenting, for watching, for liking my videos, for all of that, anything. Any interaction you ever done with my channel, I thank you for that. I am currently going through a list of comments that I have not answered because last year was very overwhelming for me in my personal life. And I wish I had more time to talk to everyone in the comment section. I'm trying to go through them right now. So if you ever get a reply from me, that's why. I did want to talk about also all the games we went through. I made a silly little spreadsheet, which I'll probably show up right now in screenshots maybe. I'm not sure how. But I was comparing all the games we played since we started the channel, and I've done them by years. And this past year has been our most played game so far. In 2021, I think I started in 2020, but the butt end of 2020. So in 2021 and 2020, we only played 19 games. And even then, I don't think I finished... Let's see. Yeah, there was 2 games at least that I didn't finish that year, and it was Pokemon Diamond because I took a break on it, and Mass Effect 3, but that's because it just took so long to finish that one. And then in 2022, we only played 18 games, and then again, I had a very horrible time in my life where I had to take a break for my own sake. My mother passed away in 2022. But we still played a lot of games. We still had a lot of fun, especially at the butt end of it. I remember I started Resident Evil 2 and 3 and Code Veronica, and those were so much fun. But we also didn't finish 2 games, I don't think, from this list in 2022 until 2023, which was Mass Effect Andromeda and Ruin Factory 5, which brings us to our list of 2023. We have played a total... I played 33 games. There are 2 games on this list that I did not do for the YouTube channel because I was sick, and I just decided to play some games for myself, which I think is fair. But we have played, minus those 2, we have played a total of 31 games, which is freaking crazy. 31 games including DLCs of these games a little later. I include the DLCs as separate because if they were included in the main game when I played them originally, I probably wouldn't have counted it, maybe? I don't know. But we played a total of 31 games, which is crazy to me. That's a crazy amount of games, including the ones we didn't finish from 2022, Ruin Factory 5 and Mass Effect Andromeda. I just want to take a moment to talk about our past year and which games really stuck out to me. I don't really have a concrete list. I don't really have this is my favorite one, my top 5 or something. I'm just gonna go down the list and talk about each one briefly and say what I thought about it and what I remember from it, especially the ones I played early in the year. Those are probably a little gone from my mind. But this has been an amazing year to play games, and I'm hoping to do the same next year. We'll get to that in a second of future gameplays and what we're doing next year. But first of all, Ruin Factory 5. That had been a thorn in my side since April 19th when I started it in 2022. But it was a fun ride. I just wish it wasn't laggy. I don't understand why game companies will release a game knowing it's laggy on that game system. I know it eventually released for PC as well, but it initially released on the Switch, and they said, yeah, that's fine. But otherwise, I think it was a pretty okay farming sim. I did like the characters, so when I got to the romances and the dating and all that, I was really happy. The story was also really good. I actually kind of liked that a lot. But we finished that, and then we had Mass Effect Andromeda, which I had played before, So it wasn't more like a blind Let's Play, it's more like, let's get this story through. So when they release the next Mass Effect game, we're ready. We're ready on the channel. I like Mass Effect, and I like Mass Effect Andromeda. They did have some problems when they initially released the game, but I honestly still enjoyed it regardless. I think a lot of people were upset about Andromeda, but I still liked it. I still enjoyed it. The combat's amazing. And then we played Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, which blew my mind. I did all the side quests, or all the, what were they called? I don't know. The side quests where you could do optional missions that you could do. Those were a bit grindy, but the story was fantastic. I cried my eyes out at the end, and if you haven't watched that playthrough or played it yourself, I recommend playing it and then watching mine if you want. But other than that, amazing. That was an amazing start to our year. And then I played Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Oh, such a good game, such a cute game, such a sad game. Something I think I needed at the time because a few months before that, my mother passed away. So, like, it's a game about grief, so I think it's really good. And then I played this cute little game called Bear and Breakfast. Oh, it's adorable. It's also has a really dark well, not really, but like a dark undertone story to it, which I really love. I really love when there's a cutesy game like Bug Snacks that has dark undertones. It's great. Can't say much else about that. It's a solid game, cute, adorable. You run in as a bear. What more could you want? And then I played Tales of Symphonia Remastered. That was the first time I played that game, and honestly, the controls were so jank sometimes, and it was very hard to know where to go on the map. It doesn't make it very clear sometimes, but otherwise, amazing story. I love Tales games, and that one held up to my standards, honestly. It held up. It was very good. After that, we played Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I played all the Ratchet & Clank games, not as a child, but in the past few years before I started YouTube. And I would have to say this is pretty good. It's a pretty solid game. I mean, the gameplay mechanics are good. I'm glad they're introducing more different story elements. Now there's like time stuff. I love that. Otherwise, just a good solid game. Honestly, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, a good solid game. Then we also played Cult of the Lamb, which was very cute and very spoopy and very, my first, roguelike on the game, I believe. I don't usually like roguelikes. I don't know. It's just not my thing usually, but Cult of the Lamb really drew me in. I really like it. And then we continued our Resident Evil series, with Resident Evil 4 Remake, which was just absolutely amazing. Like, beautiful graphics, beautiful story. I'm glad I played this one before the original one. I don't know if I will play the original one because I'd rather not go back to whatever writing was going on back in the day in the early 2000s, you know what I mean. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. We were also playing Horizon Forbidden West, which was another amazing game. It was one of our large RPGs for that year that took me months to complete, which was fine. And I absolutely loved it. I love Aloy. I played the first one when it first came out, and I absolutely loved Aloy. I love the story. I love how it's futuristic, but also stuck in the past in a sort of way, if you know the game. And then we also, the Cult of the Lamb got a DLC release called Relics of the Old Faith, so we had some more fun in Cult of the Lamb, which was just, basically they introduced a lot of things, and we could recruit the gods, or whatever they were called. So it was just really fun. Added more stuff to do, added more runs if you like that kind of stuff, added more followers you can recruit. Amazing. And then we played, not every game's gonna be a banger, and this is probably one of them that was not a banger for me. I love Digimon, but Digimon World Next Order was completely different than anything I've ever played. It was basically raise your Digimon over and over, but it was tied in with story plots where you had to have your Digimon be a good enough level and stats to be able to go on to the next main story plot, so I don't know how I like that. I feel like it could have been like, what's the word? Balanced better. Because towards the end, when I was trying to defeat the main boss of the main story, I had to sit for hours off camera to grind. I remember doing that and just hating doing that. It was not fun. It was very satisfying to beat the main boss, but I was very not having fun when I was grinding for hours just mindlessly to do that. They probably could have balanced that better in some form or fashion, but I don't know how they would have done that. And then we played this cute little game called Melon Journey, Bittersweet Memories. It was very cute, on the spur moment that I bought on the PlayStation Store when it was released. And I'm so glad I did. It was such a nice, refreshing little thing to play. Very cute. The music was very awesome. I love the music from that game. And then we started our Dead Island journey in May. At the end of May, we started our Dead Island journey, which the writing back then could have been better. Could have been better. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with Dead Island, Dead Island 1 and Dead Island Riptide, but they could have written it so much better. Also, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it or played the games, but both games, Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, ended in helping the survivors throughout the game be meaningless because everyone either died or you left them for your own safety, which I thought was really stupid. Like, you had this whole concept of helping survivors and giving them items they need and helping them get to the end only for them to either die or just be left behind because F you. But I did like it as a hack and slash zombie game. Those were pretty fun. They were pretty fun. I'm sure they'll be 10 times fun with some other people to play with because they're all co-op. But other than that, after Dead Island 1, we started another little indie game that popped up on my PlayStation Store when it came out, was Bramble the Mountain King. That is another cute game that has a dark undertones. Maybe not undertones, it was just dark in general. I recommend you guys go play it. It's very different. You just you have to go find your sister, basically, in the forest. But I would totally recommend playing that, or even going to watch my playthrough if you can't buy it or don't want to risk buying it if you don't like it, because it was really good, really cute, really good. And then we started a next RPG, which I don't think I was finished with Horizon at this point, Horizon Forbidden West, which I think I should have waited because I got really burnt out on recording RPGs all at once. But Octopath Traveler was an amazing experience. I read somewhere that it was a dream to play, a nightmare to finish, and I felt that towards the end of it. I felt that. I don't say this about a lot of games, but I'm just glad I finished it in the way that I did, and I'm glad to move on. But I did enjoy all the stories throughout the whole game. Like, I enjoyed each chapter for each traveler. I enjoyed the combat system was pretty interesting and pretty good, but it got kind of hard throughout some of the sections, and I wasn't sure if I should have been there or not. And honestly, I wasn't that good at the game, so that probably did not help. But there wasn't like a difficulty slider or picker or something, so it wasn't like I could change that. But we did the best we can. I did enjoy it for like 85 to 90% of the time. Just the end kind of totaled me, but we still finished it, so I'm happy we did. And then we also played Dredge. Dredge is another cute, spooky game. There was a lot of cute, spooky games this past year. Dredge is a fishing game. It's spooky. It's like Cthulhu-esque. I loved it. Absolutely adored it. Apparently they're releasing DLC for it, so I'm looking forward to that. And then we started Dead Island Riptide, which I already talked about, and then Dead Island 2, which I was working up to, and I absolutely adored that game. It was a great hack and slash. They improved a lot, which I hope they did. It's been like, 10 years or something? I don't know the exact time from the other ones. But it was amazing. You can pick up to whatever characters, and they all have their own unique dialogue, but otherwise it does not matter who you pick. I don't know if I like the story because they did leave it on a cliffhanger, like open-ended, and I guess there's like preparing for more either DLC or a third game, but I feel like they could have tidied it up a little bit better. Also, they brought back one of the characters from Dead Island, the original game, and I wish they brought back the other 3 as well, but they didn't. But yeah, solid game, I would say, but I don't like how it kind of ended because it was really open-ended and it doesn't explain a lot. We have more questions than answers, yada yada yada. And then I also tried out Parkosaurus. It was a game given to me by my friend. I've explained it in the video before. And honestly, it's a cute game. It's a cute game. It's like Jurassic World. Where you have to take care of your dinosaurs in enclosures, it's a park, whatever. It's a cute version of that, but they don't really explain what you should be doing or what you should do or whatever in that game. So it was kind of a little let down, but I just showcased one episode of it if you guys want to go watch it. And then we started Baldur's Gate 3, which I should not have started when I started because I was already overwhelmed with, I think, Horizon and Octopath, 2 other big RPGs, but I am so glad I did start it because Baldur's Gate has just been a whole experience. We have not completed it, so I don't want to talk about it too much. It is still ongoing, even though we started in August on my birthday. We are going to complete this game. This is my main game for this year. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But Baldur's Gate 3 has been a joy, an experience, and I'm so happy to be playing it. I'm so happy you guys are enjoying it. There will be more to come with it. And then after that, we did start Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores, the DLC for it. So we kind of all tidied up Forbidden West as neatly as we could, and that DLC is what I like when people actually make DLC. It added on to the story without taking away anything. It also added it on to where it was after the main story, so you know it's concrete and it doesn't just add like items you can use in the main game. This is like actually more story progress. And I love how it ended. Again, if you guys haven't watched it, you should go watch it. It's on my channel. Very good playthrough, very good story. I loved it. I'm excited for more Horizon in the future, whenever they make it. And then on a whim, I decided to play Apocalypse, the Tree of the Knowledge of Good and Evil. It was a really short game, so I just put it all in one video. It was very interesting. I don't know if I liked it completely, but it was a puzzle game, basically. You know, walk through areas and save the love of your life. But then, like, it got really weird at the end, and I wasn't sure I understood it all by the end. Kind of interpreted it by the best I could. Pretty okay game, pretty short game. And then we also started Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, which is a remake of an older game that I played before. And we're still playing that right now, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I'm loving it as well. You guys can watch it on the channel, of course. Everything I'm talking about is on the channel. And then we also did another one video game where it's called When the Past Was Around. It's about love and grief, and honestly, I really enjoy games like that right now because it really helps me navigate my own grief. I also lost my grandmother this year, so it's been kind of a rough 2 years for me, but I'm trying to push through, and I'm trying to enjoy life and enjoy my passions, which is playing games still, and I'm hoping to still experience that with you guys. And then, after that, we did start a whole crazy section of DLC from games we had played previously. The first thing that came out was Resident Evil 4 Remake Separate Ways. Oh my god, Ada Wong is all I have to say. Moving on. Ada Wong, Hard Eyes. And then we also had a Dead Island 2 DLC that kind of came to a surprise for me because I didn't really notice it was going to have a DLC. And honestly, it could have been better. It was actually really good, but also it led to more questions and answers, and it did not, like, expand on the story, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just not seeing the bigger picture. But also, I wish they just waited to release more because I don't think it was worth the price that you had to pay to get it. Maybe I'm being too harsh on that, but compared to the frickin' next DLC we're about to talk about and the Horizon Forbidden West DLC that I played, it was kind of lackluster in my opinion. Still good, hack and slash zombies. I did have fun in it because there was ability in there that you could just have fun with, and I'm glad they added that, but also not really sure where the story's going at this point. But then the next DLC we got is a game we haven't played in a while, the Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn, which added on a whole new storyline at the end of the game, how everything's happening a year after the main story. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it was just amazing. I could not put it down when I started playing it, and it really showed when it took over on my channel for a while. It really showed. But yeah, amazing DLC. Please go watch it. Go play it yourself if you have it, please. It's so good. I actually absolutely enjoyed it. I missed the characters from Tales of Arise, and I'm so glad they added DLC for it. And I'm so happy. It makes me so happy. We also started Coral Island, which is a game I backed when it was on Kickstarter. So I got it for free, basically. I say free, quote unquote. But I got it because I paid for it years ago. And I wanted to check it out. So we started that, but we're not going to continue it until we finish it. Until we finish Story of Seasons, because I'm trying to limit myself, which I'll talk about a little bit more. Trying to limit myself with what the game genres I'm playing. Then also, Dredge also got DLC, but again, it was also a DLC that was just, you get some cool items from it. It is a really cool area that you can explore. There's also a free update for Dredge, so I also did that. But also, I feel like they should have just waited if they're going to release more DLC, a bigger patch to include it with. Because honestly, it was just too small. It was just too small of a DLC, and since I already completed the game, it seemed kind of useless to get the items from it, because I've already done everything else. We're reaching the end of our list, thankfully, finally. I did play Resident Evil Revelations. I did start that, and it was awesome. I enjoyed it. It's a little different than the normal Resident Evil games, more action-y. I think Resident Evil 4 started being more action-y. They started leaning towards more action than horror, which I kind of appreciate. I kind of like that. Resident Evil Revelations was really cool. Jill was a part of it. You were played as Jill, and Chris was in it, and it was really interesting how they had the whole storyline go on. I'm excited to continue Resident Evil, but we'll talk about that in a second. And then I also played 2 games off camera for myself. I played Toem and its DLC. Really cute picture game, really adorable. I was going to record for it, but then my audio messed up and I was too sick to actually fiddle with it too much, so I just decided to play for myself, and I think that's okay sometimes. I think that's okay. And also I played A Short Hike, which was also really cute, but I was also sick when I played it, so I kind of kept it to myself. Just kind of trying to recover when I was down in the dumps. But that's all the games we played, which equals a total of 33, including the games I didn't record for, which was a crazy journey. I'm really excited to see where 2024 brings us for our channel, for the games we play, for the experiences we experience. I'm hoping to get to a list of games that my viewers have recommended to me. One of those games is Fallout 3. I have it on my list. I'm probably showing something right now of what I'm going to be focusing on coming the new year. We are still focusing on Baldur's Gate 3. That is going to keep going until I complete it. Every day I'm going to try to post a video for it every day. And that will be posted at 12 p.m. And if I can, at 6 p.m. CST, I'll still be posting another video every day. But it will be random. It's not going to be set in stone like Baldur's Gate 3 at 12 p.m. CST. It's probably going to be a mixture of Story of Seasons and Wonderful Life and whatever game I'm playing with it, which for the new year, which is probably the videos probably aren't going to be posted before I post this video. It's called a new series that we're playing, The Sped We Made. Really awesome, really short. You're a maid that is uncovering mysteries, or you like to snoop in your guest's rooms, and that's really the basis of the game. But we're also going to be peppering in, which I stated before, Resident Evil series. We are going to be finishing Resident Evil series this year. I am determined to do that. They're not very long games, so I'm hoping to like get them done within the first half of the year. We'll see. But our next game for that series is Resident Evil 5, and then so on and so forth until we get to 8. If they release a new one, I'll play it as soon as I can, as soon as I'm finished with this. But we're also going to still be playing Yakuza Kiwami 2 and Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, and also Fallout 3 eventually. Those are my planned games for games we already own. I also want to add more games, but I don't want to talk about them yet and make promises I can't keep. But I also want to talk about games that are going to be released soon, especially in the next few months, which is the first one, the first and foremost, would be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It comes out on the 29th of February. I will be playing that as soon as I can. Release date. I don't think we'll finish Baldur's Gate 3 by then, but who knows, we might. If not, we'll just have to intertwine them because I really am excited to play that game. I am so excited. I hope you guys are too. We're going to continue our Final Fantasy VII journey. I'm so excited. And another game that's coming out March 22nd that I'm super interested in is Princess Peach Showtime. I am a huge Princess Peach fan. I love her. That's my wife, okay? That's all I can say. We're going to play it on release date. I'm sure there are other games coming out, but I have not looked around. Maybe you guys can like tell me of upcoming releases that you might want to see me play. I can't guarantee I'll be able to buy it at the time of, but I'll definitely put it high on my priority list. Also, if you guys want to see me play any other games besides the ones I've listed, you can also comment below. Please do. I want to read your comments. I want to see what's going on with you guys. I want to know your thoughts. And I'm going to try to do better this year with my comments. Like I said, I got really overwhelmed last year with my personal life that I really just had to take a break, I guess, for myself in some form while still getting videos out. I do hope to do better. And I want to communicate with my community. I want you guys involved. I'm hoping eventually we can do live streams, but I don't know how far in the future that will be. And I don't know what we would stream. I don't know how we would do this. That's a far off future plan that I am excited to do maybe one day. We'll see. I also have a huge long list of games that I own that I want to get through, and then a huge long list of games that I don't own that I've just written down as they come out. I mean, one day we'll probably get through them all. I don't know. That's another future problem, or not problem, but a future experience we can get through. Another game series I do want to get through after Resident Evil, the Resident Evil series, is Yakuza series, which we're on Yakuza Kiwami 2, which I have not started yet, but I am excited to get through them all. They're releasing more Yakuza games, and I don't know how long this will take. This might take us years to get through. Might take us years to get through all these RPGs, but we'll see. We'll eventually get there. And for this coming year, I'm really excited to see if we can top what we played last year, but I also don't want to overwhelm myself. Especially if I'm playing longer games. I gotta keep that into account that if I'm playing like RPGs, they're gonna take longer, especially if I want to explore every option, which I usually do, but we're just gonna try to take it day by day. I'm gonna try to limit myself from now on. One RPG at a time. Unless it's a new release. If there's a new release, I'm just gonna have to break my little vow there and play it, like Final Fantasy VII. So one RPG, I think one little farm game or one little cozy game is good to play every now and then. So that's why we're playing Story of Seasons and holding off on Coral Island for now. But I will be back with Coral Island as soon as Story of Seasons is done. And then also just have like another game we're gonna kind of play, like this Bed We Made or Resident Evil, something really short that I can get through. I feel like that's a good combination of games I got going on right now, and I want to keep it like that a little bit. We'll see how it goes in the future. I feel like I've rambled long enough. I'll probably put like a timestamp so you guys can like skip through if you guys want. But I just want to thank everyone again for all the support. We're almost at 900 subscribers, which is insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me that we're almost at 900. Like I said, we were growing leaps and bounds this year with subscriber counts, and I'm so happy each and one of you decided to stay, and I'm so happy to hear from you guys, to see the likes, to see the comments, the views, everything that you guys do to support my channel. I really appreciate it. And like I said, going forward, I'm hoping to be better this year with comments. I want to answer you guys more. I want to talk to you guys more. And speaking of games this past year, I want to know what game was your favorite on the channel. It doesn't matter for what, if you just love the game in general, or if you loved my reaction to it. Comment below and let me know which of the 31 games on the channel. Well, we'll kind of shorten that list for that because DLC can be added on to the main game. So which of these games that I played this year did you enjoy the most? Just let me know down below. And I guess that's it. I've rambled on for way too long probably, but that's okay. This is my update channel, update view, update video. What am I saying? For this end of year. It's been an amazing year, and I hope to have another amazing year going forward. I hope to see you guys there in the future, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!